Welcome back to another episode of the Last Call. My name is Shegs. I'm your host. We're back with another episode of GW28 just wrapped up. We just finished with a big game, Arsenal v Chelsea. And we're going to talk about that game. We're going to talk about the Arsenal, the Man City game, and that means for the title going forward. We've got the Man U Palace game that finished today. We've got the Liverpool West Ham game from yesterday. What's the top four race going to be like with Villa and also Chelsea not winning this weekend? But with me today, I got Tristan with us as always here. I looking a bit happier with this week's how it's gone. Same here with Trey, who's back with us for another episode. Again, the Arsenal fans have got in the right mood, and I'm also joined by Josh, as always. Back in Man U more than to the death now. They're back on form, but we can only start in one place, and that was the last game of the weekend. Arsenal v Chelsea at the Emirates. Arsenal win it 2-1. It started off with, if I'm correct, guys, were they all corners, like all the goals today?
Yeah.
Yeah. I won't lie, set pieces. Set pieces in the Premier League is becoming a problem. I think I saw a tweet was like, nah, but I literally saw a tweet was like, hey, what they're going to be teaching kids in the academies is in-swinging corners. Can you be a specialist at in-swinging corners? You got a place. You can literally have a place on a Prem team.
They'll be teaching rugby tactics soon.
Yeah, but I'm going to come to you first, Tristan. Give us your thoughts on the game, like how you felt you started, how it kind of finished, how you felt the performance was in terms of Arsenal.
Today was a bit nervous, wasn't it? Obviously, it wasn't by design, but we managed to get out with the 3 points, man, and that's all that matters at the end of the day. Obviously, there were a few heart in mouth moments, particularly at the end. That wasn't a particularly fun game to watch, but we come away. We did our thing. Set pieces today was humongous, but then again, this weekend it was a big thing. But yeah, man, this goes. If you want to go set piece for set piece, we're the wrong team to do that with. Yeah, I mean that goes to show. But yeah, Gary Neville on commentary today was horrendous. Talking about Arsenal, bro. Yeah, man, it's a long one, bro. Honestly.
Yeah.
That's the funniest thing I've heard.
He's got it out of lines, to be honest. He's just trying to throw stuff out there.
That guy.
For real, man. He's our biggest hater, man. Honestly, listening to him on commentary is so jarring, but it is what it is. We done what we're supposed to do, and yeah, man. Chelsea are in a bit of trouble, man. Dropping out of the top four. It's not looking good for them, is it? Not looking good for them at all. You know, what's his name? Liam. His only 3 losses have come against Arsenal, which is fantastic. You know what I mean? So we done what we're supposed to do, and that's that. But yeah, man. What do you mind think of the weekend?
Now, with that game, I'm gonna come to you, Josh, in a sec. With that game, I actually thought they set up right. I think they had the way he set up confused Arsenal, like playing Palmer off to the left and then getting him to drift inside. I think Arsenal was so confused, and they started off with, but it's just their keeper just from the get-go was having problems, and eventually cost them. Even with that, the second corner cost, it's like, where the hell was you going? Like, what was you doing? But for me, I'm like, a team with a bit more experience, with their heads a little bit more screwed on, could have got something out of that game. But Josh, what are you thinking in terms of how Arsenal played in that game, and what Chelsea could have done a bit differently to cause them a little bit more problems?
Like, I'll be honest. First of all, congrats to Arsenal for the win. So this is not from an Arsenal hater perspective. This is just pure football when I say this. Chelsea were the better team. The first half, they came into it. Second half, they definitely were the better team. The difference for me came from the inexperience that Chelsea has, A, in defense, and B, Sanchez just being a rubbish keeper, in my opinion. That's what made the game different. But in terms of like possession, passing, creating chances, Chelsea were the better team for most of the 90 minutes before 70 minutes. Because the first 20, Arsenal were in charge. After the first 20, Arsenal fell away. Chelsea were creating chances. The goal came from that. But the inexperience, when you have centre backs who are that young, when you have a keeper who's that literal Flappy Bird, literally, like, even for the second goal, he's going to the red flag, VAR. There was no one on him. He was bouncing around like a ping pong ball, literally. So That's what I mean. So, congrats to Arsenal, first of all. Arsenal didn't play too great, but they still got the win. And to be fair, they are grinding out the wins, but it's going to be tricky coming up for the other games. But they did the job. And Chelsea have only got their transfer policy to blame for this game, I'd say.
Yeah, no, yeah, I would agree with that. That Chelsea only have themselves to trade. Do you agree with what Josh is saying that hey, Chelsea was the better team today? I'm not too sure if I agree
Yeah.
with that because I felt maybe they had a bit of control, but they didn't
Mm.
do enough punishment or try to.
There was no real cutting edge there, was there? So I don't know if I'd say they were the better team. Like that's not me saying we were the better team. I just think it was one of those games where it was pretty scrappy from both teams. I don't think there was an outstanding performance from either team. So it's hard to then say, oh, Chelsea were the better team or Arsenal were the better team because it sort of makes it sound like they sort of blew the other team out of water, which I don't think it was that kind of game. But I mean, like, I want to say we started the game 2 points clear at the top of the table. City have got a game in hand on us at the moment, so the pressure is on us at the ultimately. Everyone wants us to see us drop, and the players know this as well. So you know what I mean? Chelsea, regardless of where Chelsea are and what they're doing, it's a big game at the end of the day. They've come to our ground. So to grind out the result, that's the word we're using. To grind it out, look, I'm happy. I don't really, at this stage, I don't care how the results come. Set pieces, open play, whatever, it is what it is. We just need the 3 points. So I'm happy that the boys obviously held out. I'll be honest, I saw the first goal go in. I went upstairs to go to the toilet. By the time I came back, it was half time. I didn't even realise it was 1-1 until the second half started. And I saw the score at 1-1. I was like to my dad, wait, what? Is that a mistake? And he goes, what? The score? I was like, yeah, is that a mistake? He goes, no, they scored literally on the stroke of half time. So, you know what I mean? That's one of those things. It's the worst time to concede a goal, especially in a situation like this, right before half time. That can, kill the momentum. And like I said, that is where we see the momentum swing and heads can get lost. So, look, I'm happy that we got the 3 points at the end of the day. Again, like I said, I don't care how it happened. Their goal came from our own goal from us anyway. So, one of those things could have been avoided potentially. It wasn't, but it is what it is. So yeah, look, I'm happy. We got what we came for, and we move on to the next game.
Yeah, I think it was 3 points at the end of the day for Arsenal, and they got what they kind of wanted. I do feel like at times they're kind of it's like they go 2-1 up, and I feel like there's that killer bit missing a little bit. Like it's like okay, we're 2-1 up, let's go for it. Because at times they, like I said, Sanchez was not having the best game, and I feel like Arsenal could have been more impetus. And I don't think it's win ugly. When people say win ugly, it's like okay, we're not playing well, and we just got to grind this out either way we can play. But it's like they're playing well in spurts, but then it's like okay, we're up 2-1, we're just gonna chill when they should be going. And I think that's the thing. It's like you've got to want to go for the kill, finish the game off, leave it in no doubt, move on to the next game. But it's like at the last few games they're leaving teams there, like with Wolves, like they were 2-1 up against Wolves and they left it there, and it's just like, come on, like go finish it off us. Hey, it's gonna catch you and it's gonna bite you, and if it comes, because that's the thing. At the moment, you keep going, it's 2 points. But say it bites you right before you play City or something like that, and now you got to go to the Etihad with City possibly in the lead, or if they win, they take over the league. That's a bigger problem than anything else. So,
It's
Tristan, are
still a
you any
month.
worried
It's still
about?
a month.
Are you any worried
So,
about how it's what's it called? It's been going of late, or is you still calm in
um,
how it's been?
do you know what, man? Obviously, football's a funny game. You know what I mean? And obviously, you just have to wait and see. But there's a month before we go to the Etihad, so there's still a lot of time to correct what we've been doing, and I feel like obviously we have a few games that are very much winnable if we can change our form around and hopefully get into the swing of things. You know, closing towards the end of the season will be easier, but we have to wait and see. Obviously, it's not a given, but like you're saying earlier, like leaving the door open for these teams to come back in is not the best idea, obviously, to see out the season. But you know what I mean, we have to win by any means. By any means, I feel like getting this Premier League over the line won't be pretty. Won't be pretty in any way, shape, or form. And once we essentially get it over the line, who knows? Next season or the seasons after, it might be a bit smoother once we have the experience behind us. But at the moment, just have to do what we have to do. You know, there's nothing more, nothing less. But yeah, man.
Yeah.
What can I say?
Do you mind if I just ask, sorry, Sigs?
Yeah, go on.
How confident are you that Arsenal can actually keep performing like this and actually come out tops at the end of it? Because like eventually, with right now, there's been not that many games because the Champions League has been on hold and whatever. Now you're gonna start playing the round of 16 again, the FA Cup and all that. So when the volume of games starts increasing, do you think you'll still be able to grind out the results if you keep on performing this way?
Well, based on what we've been seeing, yeah, man, that's what we've been doing, and hopefully we can change that. But yeah, man, we just have to wait and see. Hopefully this is we can sort it out. But I don't know. I'm not Mystic Meg, so I can't tell you. But yeah, man, hopefully it'll be all right.
I can see it. I can see it, but I can see it. That it's going to be interesting because, like we all know, like we're going to get onto
Can you guys hear me okay?
Man City in a sec. Yeah,
Very
Joe?
true.
Can you hear me okay, or am I lagging?
What you saying?
Nah, it's the,
We can't hear well.
yeah, so it's still lagging a bit. Right, one sec.
Maybe maybe use your mobile data.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I can't at the moment. Can you hear me now? What about now? It might be in the headphones.
Hey, Josh, I just had
Let me try join back on.
Hey, that's a Daft Punk, you know.
Yeah, you took the biscuit.
Hey, yo.
Yeah. At least it's not me.
He's like, yo, I'm over that time now. Hey, he came on and said, hey, it could be you, but you just flipped around onto yourselves.
No, this is what happens, bro. This is what happens.
Yeah, but hey, back to what we was actually talking about. But my thing is like, same for Man City. You don't know what's gonna come around the corner. Like Haaland getting injured yesterday. Random, I think they said it's like last training session before they. We don't know what's gonna happen going forward. Amount of games coming up.
They kept that secret.
Nah, I think it happened like probably on the Friday after they done the interview, innit? What's it called? His press conference. I think they trained and then it happened. So it's one of them like, but you don't know what's gonna happen. Like someone's just gonna drop out or someone's gonna catch sign in training and it's peak. Like especially with the amount of games, because even like Odegaard, I'm a bit surprised he didn't play any of the or he didn't start any of the last two. Like
I don't think he will start because of obviously when he's come back in, he's just irritated his shoulder, you know.
exactly,
Literally, it's very unfortunate, but you have to wait for the games. I feel like with the FA Cup coming back around, we might see a bit more of Odegaard. Obviously, he needs to get his minutes, but this is not the right time to be bedding in players coming off an injury. So I completely understand what's going on with that regard.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like it's just them stuff that's like that keeps happening. Like you don't know what's gonna happen, and the amount of games, the tension. You might got the Champions League nice one, so you might even be able to rest players, but you still never know. But we'll see how that goes. But we'll move on to the Man City Leeds game. Like we all got the news, and I saw it. Killed my FPL. Terrible week. But hey, you see that Haaland was injured. No Haaland in the squad. We didn't know what it was gonna be like. You didn't know how they was gonna perform. Even though he hasn't been scoring lately, he's still been like a leader out on the pitch. But they didn't start off well, and it was kind of nip and tuck for like a little bit in the first half, and they weren't really playing well. But as contenders do, at times they found a way to score right before halftime, and then they shut up shop, and it was like, "Hey, we'll just control it from here." No, Trist, looking at it from your point of view, and you're thinking, "I know Haaland. This gonna hopefully they could get something." how did it feel for you? Like they're still sticking around and just managing to pluck out a win from nowhere.
It was such a frustrating watch, because Leeds put them under pressure, and they made all the right moves. It just was the final detail that they were just lacking, you know. And when you look at Man City's goal, that was like an absolute textbook overlap. Like Cherky playing through Nori, and Nori finding Semenyo at what's it called, the back post. That was literally textbook. I don't feel like many teams could stop that. So yeah, man, it was frustrating to watch. But other than that, man, like Leeds was very much causing them problems. So it feels like they are very gettable at the moment. So we just have to hope someone can, take it to them. But this is it. Leeds weren't scared. They went and played football with them, which was encouraging to see. But who can deal them that deadly blow? We have to. I don't know. So hopefully it can be before we play them. But I'm not holding my breath.
Yeah, it doesn't. Yeah, I wouldn't probably order it. But they just say, look, there's the problem. Like we all have, or not everyone. What we all say about City is like, how many teams like before January they was kind of floundering and they didn't seem. I still don't think when it matters the most they can do it, but they went and got 2 additions that's probably going to change their trajectory of the season. And I was getting, and these are 2 players that are always fit. Like when you look at their previous histories, Gay, Samir, they're always fit, always ready, and they're Premier League ready all the time. And that could be what's their difference if anyone slips up. But Josh, not many teams are able to do that. And you think that always gives City the advantage to be able to just go, all right, this ain't working, we'll just go do this. And just do it at a drop of a hat.
The first things first, when it came to fantasy, Haaland was my captain, out. However, Bruno is my vice captain. He got 13 points. And my first bench is Dewsbury, and he got 6 points. So I'm gonna
The
get 6 extra
sticker.
points, and then Bruno's gonna get me the captain points. So I'm sorted.
The sticker. I didn't do my vice. It was left on Watkins. Shambolic.
Symbolic. So yeah, but back to the question. Actually, I think that this is a difference between a side who's going for the title, even if they're not playing well, versus other teams, because they have gotten Gay and Semenyo, and they're doing well. And funny enough, I saw a stat today. City have never lost in all the games they've played since they've signed Gay. When Gay is in, they've actually never lost. I think they've won most of them, only drawn one. And it's about 8 or 9 games like that. So very good signing, and I think that's the difference, which is then making me believe City can actually win this because they got those 2 players. If they're not getting those 2 players and we're still there, their old roster, I'll say no, they don't have a chance. But now they've gotten someone who can score goals. They've got someone who can shore up the defense. It's good. So even though they might not necessarily be playing the best football in the world, those 2 signings have made all the difference in the world. Even look now, there's no Haaland, Semenyo delivers, and he has been delivering since he came. Here he shutting out the defense. They've not really been conceding since he came through, just showing what a quality player is. And you're saying as well, their track record of injuries, virtually no injuries, the 2 of them. So I think they're the difference. They've made the difference. And if City is to win this title, it's because of those 2 players.
Okay. Now try to bring it to you, Trey. In the way I think of it, I'm like, I think I said this a while back, and I said, do Arsenal have enough game winners and killers in their team that will go, hey, for example, if City now is like, if Haaland's not at it, hey, Semenyo, you can come to the front. Or when Doku was fit earlier in the season, Doku will come to the front. Like enough people where you're like, they're a real threat. Because I'm like, for me, it's like, if Saka's not doing it, it's like, we need a score as much as, and I'm not saying the set piece is finished. Like if we
not really,
then we need a
Saka's not even
set
one
piece.
of our
We've got
top
no players that
scorers
can do
this
it from
season.
open play.
And we're still the second. Can you guys
You
hear
think
me?
that could be a problem going forward if like the set piece don't work and maybe Saka's having an off day? There's no one else.
All right. Yeah. I'm honestly, I don't think I can get it much better than this right now. But just put a hand up or something if I need to. Okay, cool.
Yeah,
I was saying like Saka's not even one of our top goal scorers this season. So like, and we're still the second top goal scorers in the league. Do you know what I mean? So whether it's set pieces or not, I think for the last few seasons we've just been one of those teams where our goals are shared amongst our team in the first place. So I don't think it's much of a problem at all. And in fact, I'd say the fact that we're at this stage now where we are second top goal scorers, and it's only by a few goals as well. There's not much in it. Our goals are shared. We do score in a plethora of different ways: set pieces, open play goals, and whatnot. I'd actually say we're actually in an equal, even better position than City in that department, because we're not just relying on Haaland. Like, if today's game against Chelsea was a grinded out win, City's win against Leeds was also a grinded out win, because they played well. Leeds were causing them problems in definitely the first part of half the game at least. So, why is it so different? So this is what I'm saying. Like, fair play to City. They got their results, and this is what they're good at doing. They are good at getting over the line. Everybody knows that. But in terms of am I concerned? No, not really, because like I said, I think we are on level pegging in that sort of regard. We have ways that we can score and get games over the line, which we've shown, same way City do. So I think that game against them is going to be all important. We need to take the 3 points off them and open up that gap. But yeah, fair play to City. Like, we know that they can do this. Like, they'll go and they'll spend and they'll get the right signings, and that will make the difference. Semenyo was difference to was it yesterday? So yeah, man, it is what it is.
Yeah, I do think in the when it all really comes down to this, and it has when Liverpool was going against the City and all of them, it just comes down to the games you play against each other. As much as all these other games, eventually they don't matter. It literally, if I look back at the league titles that we lost, and they're like, "Oh, we could have won this game against this person," I'm like, no. If we had beat City, we win the league, because that was the only problem. That one, I think, what was the one that 2 millimeters? We win that game. It's a complete. I'll go up to win the league. All them other games are irrelevant.
Jokes.
Yeah.
Sorry to cut you there, but see the last league that City beat, City won. They didn't beat Arsenal, but they beat everyone else. You know what I mean? It doesn't. That's what I took away. It doesn't matter what you do against the top six. It's a matter of what you do against everyone else.
Nah,
if you
but
up against everyone else, that's how you win. If you look back, promise you, that's what you'll see.
No, actually,
everyone else, you'll win.
Trist, I'll come against you with this one. That same season, Rodri won. They won, obviously. Rodri was asked what was the difference between them.
You can't listen to Rodri, man. That's that season. You can't listen to Rodri.
Rodri said one thing. He's like, when Arsenal came to Etihad, we could tell they were playing for a draw. We could tell they're going for a draw.
To Rodri.
We went for the game. Okay. Hear me out. The point is, hear me out. The point is,
sorry for my cursing, but I don't care.
No. Hang on. The reason why I believe him, the reason I then believe him is in situations where you're thinking, like, let me beat everyone else or whatever. If you don't go for that game, right? Let's say you go for that game, but you lose it, you've dropped 3 points, right? You draw it, you've only gained 1 point. However, if you go on and win the next other games, then that's when it's going to make a difference. But if you draw that game and then you draw another game in the future, you're going to lose that league by 1 point, which is what happened to Liverpool. That's exactly what happened to Liverpool. Liverpool drew another game down the line, and then that 1 point was the difference between them and winning the title, between City, the 98, 99, whatever. So literally it is, if you don't go for the win against Man City, and then you falter against someone else, that's where Man City is going to just pick up the points, because Man City is going to keep on just winning. Regardless of what you say, they might lose against you, whatever, but they'll go for it. That's the difference. And even if they lose to you and drop 3 points,
if they lose to us,
but if you draw
the other games and we continue to win, they can't win.
Exactly, you have to beat them. But that's the thing is, you need to beat them.
They can't draw. The thing is, we don't need to beat them. They need to beat us. They can't draw against us.
But that's what I'm saying. But it's also a mentality thing.
To come to us to play it.
That's the thing, Tris.
I've done this mentality thing, man. Like, at the end of the day,
mentality is a part of it, bro. Like, every Premier League
points.
But here's the thing. Here's the thing. If every Premier League player who's won the Premier League is telling you the mentality is the difference between you becoming second and first, is it not true at some point? if Rod
know
Hill
what?
won it,
The thing
right?
is, you're not.
If them Rooney and them Nevilles and whatever, John Terry and them are
Sorry, go
telling
on,
you,
Chris.
yeah, we had to lock in mentally to actually win that league.
Carry
If
on,
they're
carry on.
all been
Now I was
saying
gonna
this,
say
surely
that.
they all can't be wrong about it. It's in
What?
those games that the league
Let
is
me
won.
chill out.
When you get
Yeah,
to
nah. Do you know what? Yeah, look, I'm not gonna sit here and say the mentality thing isn't
very true.
a part of it.
No, go on, go
But
on.
what we're doing here is we're questioning the mentality of
I'm too
Arsenal,
emotional.
which is
Take
fair
it
enough.
back.
Like, I understand it, but up to this point now, what are we actually questioning? Because we've spent the majority of the season at the top of the league. Yeah, look, anything can happen between now and the next 9 games or whatever. 9 games or whatever. But we've shown. I think we've shown strong mentality up to this point. Like I don't really get the whole point. We're trying to predict the future here. Like we're saying, cool, just take it game as each game as it comes, which is what we're doing, and we're getting the results that we need to. Yeah, look, I will say I've been critical of some of the results that we have got, like the draws and whatnot, because I agree with what you said. Like in the past few seasons, those draws have been they've caught up with us at the end of the season. Ultimately, dropping too many points in those games, and there's been times this season where it's looked like we're heading that way again, getting more draws than we need to be getting. But ultimately, we've still got a gap on City, which shows there's been a level of consistency that no team have had this season. So yes, the mentality thing comes into it at some level, but like how much more are we going to talk about that? We all know that's a part of the game. You know what I mean? Like, mm.
Nah, but
No, but
I ain't about the mentality. I just say you've got to be, because the problem is this is where the thing is. If you draw with them, because that's what we used to do. We used to draw with City. We used to go there, play them, and we get draws, or maybe we beat them one, they beat us the other, or we just draw the games. But that's the point. It's like you need to beat them because take it like this: you're 2 points ahead. Or is it 2 points if they win their game in hand? So now if you draw that game, that you're still 2 points, but all it takes is one more draw. Draw one more game, they could literally lift you. If you beat them,
if we get to that game and they are what's it called? They have 2 points in a game in hand, and we get to that game, we draw, we have 3 points. You understand?
no, you still be 2 points. You're both on two.
no,
Yeah,
it's
it'd be
still be
three.
two because both of you get a point each.
Yeah, no. Say you draw one more game, but it's 3 points. But then what does that do? What about if they got a better goal difference now? Now it's not exactly in your hands. That's the point of like, as soon as you draw that, if you beat them, you kill them because then they're done. Because it's like you beat them. Now it's a 5 point. So even if you lose a game, they still can't get in front of you. Even if you lose one, you can't get. But if it's 2 points, all it takes is one loss, one draw. Hey, the whole thing changes again. That's why it's important to when you play them for anything else. If everything stays as it is right now, for everything else, you beat them, hey, the title's yours. Because one, it'll change your boys' mentality and it kills theirs.
Not even that as well. What it does as well is it literally lifts you up enough to actually win the other games mentally. This is where I'm coming from.
We're talking like
if I'll tell you this, a champion will not look at that game and say, let's get a point and chill. For me personally, that's not a championship mentality. A champion will be like, no, let's go beat them. Let's make this title ours. This is what I think. Because like Six saying, if you don't go and kill them in that particular game, and you're going to have that one game you falter. You are going to have that one game you falter. It's out of your hands. All of a sudden, it's out of your hands. Especially if they've won that game. It's out of your hands and there's nothing you can do, which is what I'm saying. You have to approach this game like to win. You can't say
agree, but
a draw is enough. It has to be, we have to win. That's what I think. Because in that game has the potential to shape the whole season after that. And if they win that game, it's out of your hands. This is what I mean. So you can't approach this game and a draw is enough, or we've been consistent, or whatever. Because there's been so many title challenges over the years who've been there, who've been consistent, who've been top for a long time, and then literally in the last few weeks, City come in and win, or whatever another team comes in to win. So what we've done is very important, but to this stage, but it's not like the be all and end all because things can change drastically. Liverpool, the time they won, they lost the first time at Rodgers, they were top for how long, and then they lost it. Arsenal, 1 point, they were top for how long? They lost. Liverpool, again, they've been top for so long, the City just comes to top of them. So it doesn't matter how long you've been at the top. What matters is now. What matters is you win that game, because if you do not, it's going to be in your hands. even if it's a draw, you just stumble, just one little stumble, they're gonna come and beat you. This is what I mean, and that's what I mean by that mentality. You have to change mentality from a draw is okay to we have to win.
Yeah,
This is
I
what I
agree,
mean.
and
I'm not
I
saying your
think
mentality's been wrong this whole time. No, I'm just saying the mentality has to be we
no,
have
I
to
was
win
gonna
that
say I
game.
think we will
Come
be
on, mate.
going into
The
that
same way
game
you're
with
saying
that
you're
mentality. We
getting the
need to
wins
get the
now.
points. I
That's
think
the same thing I'm
I
saying we
think
have to
we are
get the win
going
against
to
City,
every
in
game
my
with that
opinion.
mentality. I can't imagine the guy at the
Out
boys
of
are looking at the
curiosity,
table before the games, seeing the position, and not thinking we need to come out of this game with a win. Yes, things happen. Cool. Look at the Wolves game, for example. Like, there was a big stumble, big hurdle that we tripped over there. And, what I mean? That things just happen. Things just happen in games. In fact, I don't want to say things just happen. I mean? That could a load of different things there. But, I mean? I don't think the boys are going to be turning up to the City game. Arteta's going to be taking the guys to the City game, not, going in with a win on their minds. Like, I think that's absurd to even think that that they would even, have that sort of mentality. Because they see where they are. I think this is probably as close as we've come. So, yeah, man, I get the conversation, but it's like they're going to be going into the game with a win on their mind. Do you know what I mean? It's like it's not. I don't think that's a question to even be asked.
I get you, Trey, but then literally we were talking about it earlier when we were speaking about how Arsenal don't go and kill the game after they go ahead. They just sit back and defend because they're very good defending, which is fair. They're one of the fact they're the league's best defensive team. But that's another thing which, and I'm not saying it's necessarily on the players, just don't think they want to win or they don't think that they want to score another goal. But then they're more comfortable sitting back after they have a lead in a tough game instead of going for the kill. It's the same situation as this. They're not going to go into that game thinking, oh, all we have to do is draw and whatever. No, cool. But I'm just saying, if the clock comes to 80 minutes and they're drawing, are they going to sit back and then say, let's take the draw, or they're going to go for it? That's what I mean.
All right, I'll give you the last bit on this Arsenal City to finish us off, and then we'll move on.
to be honest, man,
It's not tangible.
I'm not. Yeah, I'm not. We've said mentality far too much for my taste. You know what I mean? It's not a measurable like you can't measure that. You know what I mean? You can't. It's not a tangible metric. I've had enough. You know what I mean? Fuck them, man.
Cool. We'll
For
move
real,
on.
man.
When
we play Man City, we kill them. That's it.
I hear that. We'll move on. We'll go straight to the Man U Palace game. I didn't really catch most of this, but from what I'm hearing, the Man U wasn't at their how they've been in some of the other games, and it's starting to show a little bit. Maybe the honeymoon is wearing off because against was it Everton Monday? They weren't the greatest either, but they found a way to score, get a 1-0. This game, they go down 1-0. Go down 1-0, come back in the second half. There was also a red card, which might have helped them in the what's it called? Help Man U get back on track and get another win. But how do you feel about this performance, Josh?
Now, I'd say I'll be the devil's advocate here and actually go and support my team fully. I'd say first of all, Everton and Crystal Palace, they're no easy game for any Premier League team. If we're facing those teams back to back, they're going to be hard games. Secondly, the players were given a week off just before the Everton game, so when they came back against Everton, they were not match sharp. You could see it; they were laggy a bit and all that. We still got the win, and they were a bit laggy. Today, Crystal Palace is a tough team. They set up very defensively. However, we did start laggy again. But in the second half, they came out with the energy. They came out trying, and the red card came as a result of us like pushing and pushing and pushing. Bruno converted the penalty. Bruno beautifully set up Sesko. And I remember saying it to you guys last week. I was like, if you're going to play a team who is defensively solid, you do need Sesko there because you need a battering around because at some point it's going to give. And that's what happened in the 70th minute. So, yeah, maybe the honeymoon phase is over, but these are two tough games. We've got 6 points in two tough games. I think any team in the league would look at Everton Crystal Palace now and say, if we get 6 points out of there, we've done well. And that's what we've done. And look at the table does not lie. We're sitting in third. Villa goodbye. We're looking up towards the title. Hey, I mean, I'm just going to say, I think we have to consolidate top four, to be honest. I think if we lose it from this point, I'm not going to say it's for the title fifth. I'm just joking there, to be fair. No, we're
No,
not in
even the
top
fact you
race.
even said it, even the fact
It's
you even said it,
balance,
is
bro. It's
disgusting.
balance. All I'm saying is we're
Nah,
looking
man.
up more than down.
This is why the
But
whole world hates a Man United fan.
no,
Nah, man.
bro. Like, see, I say it's balance. When I say a joke, I say it's joke. When Arsenal fans say something,
You
I say it's
liar.
balance.
You liar. Nah, man.
But in a serious note, I think top four has to be ours. We have put ourselves in a position to actually claim it. I mean, one game a week, we have to consolidate it. Bruno, the best midfielder in the world, in my opinion. What an assist. Yeah, we're doing well. And
Hey, man.
there's nothing more to say.
Hey, is he the best midfielder in the world, or is he a stat man? Just keep padding.
Bro,
Just keep padding it.
did you see that
Just keep
cross to
padding
Sesko
it.
today, man? Did you see that cross today
Hey,
to Sesko? That's that padding? Come on. That's a beautiful cross.
hey, Bruno's been he's been calls of going,
spamming
not even
extra,
looking
bro.
at the player or looking at the ball, just swinging the ball. So he's going, inshallah, someone will be in there. Someone will be there.
He's a general RPG launcher, but he will find his target, bro. You know what I'm saying? There's World War III going on. Bruno is there with his RPG launching.
Hey, yo.
Oh, Josh, I love you, man.
Hey, man, said, hey, nah, but yeah, I ain't gonna speak about Bruno because I can go on like but that's a different conversation for a different day. We should definitely at the end of the season do that. So we should be doing some top 10 like position listed. We'll see where Bruno lands and all of that. And that'll be interesting. But yeah, Tris, United, I feel like they should get to top four without any real thing with the game a week. But is this? I'm more like they've had such a great period of late. It's got to come down at some point, and it hasn't of yet. And the one thing I also think is some teams will drop out of Europe, so they're gonna have weeks off. It's not just gonna be them. Like what we're gonna be like when the teams they're facing don't have a week, don't have because what was it? Palace had 3-4 days. They had a whole week. What are they gonna be like when they face teams that have the same? Like, do you think they've got enough to hold out for the end of the season or not?
In theory, they should have enough. They should have enough. Obviously, the talent they have is abundant. Obviously, you can't deny that. But yeah, man, whether or not they are able to do it, we have to wait and see. Because obviously, Chelsea are still fighting for that. Liverpool are still fighting for that. And yeah, man, it's not going to be easy, but we have to wait and see. But right now, they're doing what they're supposed to be, and that's all you can ask of them. You know what I mean? But in terms of this game here, in all honesty, I personally believe it's a robbery. You know that denying of a goal scoring opportunity. I'm not too sure how. Josh, was that like kosher for you? Because that was a bit fugazi to me. You know, because obviously don't get twisted. He was pulling, but I don't think that was enough. That was very soft, very, very, very soft, and obviously that changed the complexion of the game completely.
I will admit, Cunha fell softly. Fair and fine, Cunha fell softly. But the thing is, if a player is through on goal, right, he's beaten you, and you put an arm on him, and he's gonna get the ball. 2+2 is marriage. I think that's a pen. Soft pen. I will admit, yes. Soft pen.
I'm not saying a pen, but I'm saying is it a red card?
Yeah, because he's still contributed to him not getting to the ball. Okay, let's riddle me this. If Lacroix had not held Cunha, was Cunha going to get the ball?
Cunha was going to get the ball.
Red.
Cunha had the ball.
Then
He had the ball under control.
The red come from denying an obvious goal scoring opportunity.
He had the ball under control. I didn't see it instantly.
He had the ball.
That's not whether I'm not going to Bruno, by the way. I'm just saying
that's the question that we got to be asking there.
So.
Do you know what it is? One of those ones. If it goes in your favour, you're happy. If it goes against you, then do you know what I mean? Burn the world to the ground, sort of thing. These ones here, I've just learned to just, it actually just is what it is. You lose your mind trying to figure out was it right or not? Because next week we'll see a similar situation and the red one get given or a penalty, and then do you know what I mean? We're having this conversation again, so it's just like, yeah, I don't know. Those ones.
Yeah, but I know the ref didn't catch it first. But at the same time, like I think if you just look factually, like I know we got it, we got a nice easy decision. I won't even lie to you, I'm happy for it. But at the same time, like I said, if Lacroix had not held Cunha was going to be 1-on-1 with the keeper. Most likely Cunha was going to score. The odds in Cunha's favor in that one. So as unfortunate as it was Lacroix, and as to be fair, Cunha did make a meal out of it. Yes, he did. But at the same time, Lacroix should not be holding someone from behind in that position at the same time. I think you're asking for it if you do that.
I think that was a poor decision on the referee's front, man. That was it changed the game completely. But before that unfortunate incident, I felt like Man United were very much being contained. Like what's it called? I felt like Cunha on the he was on the left today, wasn't he? I don't think that was particularly his best position because he kept drifting into the inside and it made Crystal Palace it made it quite easy for them to defend. And obviously that's probably why they was having a bit of issue in the first half trying to get that goal. But yeah, once the red card happened, it was Man United's game, man. They very much put Crystal Palace to bed, and it was just it was a bit of an unfair contest after that, but it is what it is. Hopefully I feel like Man United's next few games, they come in close proximity, don't they? So I don't think they have a full week to prepare. So fingers crossed they do the damn thing.
But actually, I want to put one of my players on blast there, actually. I want to go against Luke Shaw because he has been fit this year, surprisingly, when there's a World Cup. When there's a World Cup, this brother is fit. But
he's not touching World Cup.
The problem is when he's actually vying for World Cup position, you don't see him actually flying as a fullback. And that's the difference. When he was removed, when he got injured and Miles came on, you saw Miles actually fly beyond Cunha. And when that happens, Cunha has a bit more space to operate. I think when Luke Shaw is not overlapping Cunha doesn't have the space to operate because the defender's not taken away. So that's why you saw there was, even though it was a red card still, there was a bit more positivity from Cunha when Mazraoui came on. Because Mazraoui was flying behind, bypassing the line and all that. So I've not been happy with Shaw for a while. I think he's trying to maintain his fitness, whatever. So he's not really making those bypasses and whatever. And when Mazraoui came on, you saw Cunha coming a bit more anyway. Exactly. So I think now we need a flying fullback as well, which allows Cunha, because when that fullback takes away the other fullback, that allows Cunha to drift inside with a bit less competition and make more passes. So I think we need a new left back, to be honest.
Do you like Cunha on the wing?
I do, but like I said, if he's given that space to operate, because he has that ability to cut in and score. I mean, against you guys many times, he has a natural ability. Even for Wolves, he played on the wing as well. He didn't play centrally, and he scored all those goals from the wing. But what he needs, at Wolves, I think he had Nori, and Nori loves flying forward. So when he has a fullback flying forward, he has that space to then operate inside, create a chance, shoot, or something like that. So I think he does work on the left, but obviously he's more of an inside forward when he's on the left rather than a true winger.
Yeah, nice, good day. Yeah, man, you got Newcastle midweek, so that'll be interesting when they've only got a couple of days to turn around and then go to St James's Park. But we'll tie it around and to move on to the next day, which is Liverpool West Ham, which was it was meant to be a nice and easy breeze because we went 3-0 up in the first half. Game ended up 5-2. Interestingly, we've scored seven. Our last 7 goals were straight from set pieces, even though we stunk at set pieces at the start of the season. But we fired a set piece coach, and next thing you know, we're good at set pieces again. But the game in it all, I don't think it had much. West Ham were quite poor. We done the job. They had a few moments when they scored that 3-1, but eventually we just kept putting them. We kind of kept them at arm's length. But I think it was a good win for everyone just to get a bit of confidence back a little bit with that last week game where we kind of just stole at the end and played poorly. So it was good to get a proper good performance out. We've got Wolves next. So I think that'll be good, interesting for us. But that's right. I'm coming to you, Tristan. What Wolves did? They've been on a roll, to be honest. But yeah, what did you think of the game in terms of how Liverpool looked and going forward? Because now for us, our focus is getting that top 4 FA Cup, Champions League. That's the focus.
You talking to me? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, word. All right, cool. To be fair, I thought Liverpool were very fortunate.
Listen, what?
Fortunate. What's it called? Jared Bowen. No, bro, like Allison was looking very shaky. I don't know about how you feel about him right now, but he's not.
What?
Nah,
He's
that
not
wasn't a risk,
comfortable. He's
bro.
on his last legs, bro.
Yeah,
Did you
that
not
wasn't a
see
risk.
on what's it called? In the same passage of play, he lost the ball twice to Jared Bowen.
Yeah, but keepers take risks. He takes risks.
That didn't look good. That didn't look good.
Yeah, man.
I don't know, man. I don't
Take
know.
risks, man.
I
Take
actually
risks.
agree
Fair.
with Chris on this one. I think personally, I've noticed Alisson has been. Let me say, he's not been his usual self.
Keepers decline.
He has
Yeah,
been
bro.
a bit more sloppy. He's not been a bit more elastic when it comes to saving or whatever. I don't know what's happening, but he is definitely not the Alisson of 2, 3 years ago, in my opinion. I agree with Chris on that one, to be honest.
But obviously not. But
this is it.
And
Personally,
go on, Chris. Sorry, go on.
Yeah, man. Your set piece goals were well worked. Obviously, there's been a lot of chat about set pieces, particularly from Jerome. He has spoken quite quite highly of Arsenal set pieces. I wonder what he thought after this weekend. That's interesting. I'd love to hear his thoughts. But yeah, man. What are you gonna cut in, or are you gonna let me talk? What's going on? Man. So, but yeah, man. So let's carry on. Let's carry on. Yeah, man. What's it called? West Ham. Their goals. They come on the back of your what's the word? They come on the back of your mistakes, did they not? And obviously, Gakpo yesterday, bro. He was lucky to score, man.
yeah, man. But yeah.
But not even. Let me stop. Let me stop. I want to hear your thoughts, my man.
Hey, 1-5-2. It should have been way more comfortable. Even the first goal they scored, I don't know what it was there. We were ball watching, like. Hey, but you gotta take the wins when they come, and we gotta take them when we score loads of goals. Like, give the guys confidence, let them hopefully get players back. Because I felt like we were such a different outfit when like we had. I know we ain't gonna play like full 90s, but it's just a difference when him and Frimpong come on. Like we had pace, and it was like, but these are getting at people and they're quick, and I'm just like, I just cannot wait till we get a proper starting left winger that causes danger. Like at the moment, it's just zero danger, and it's so reliant on Ekatike and Verts when he's playing. Like everything's got to be through them. So,
Oh yeah,
Ekatike
was good.
Yeah, he's a bad boy. But,
question for you, man, especially for you, Seth, when like your answer first, and then everyone else can answer. I personally believe Liverpool are dark horse for the Champions League, and what do you guys think? Because historically, even like last season, United and Spurs were absolutely terrible in the league, but they made the final of the Europa League. This season, teams who are terrible, even in the Premier League, have all made it around to the last 16 of the Champions League, with 4 of them going in the top 8 or whatever. So even when a team in the Premier League is having a bad season, it seems like the quality still overwhelms other European teams. That being said, Liverpool are not having the greatest season in the world in the Premier League, but because of the quality they do have on the pitch and on the bench, does that make Liverpool a dark horse for the Champions League? I think it does. I don't know what you think, Sig.
Definitely. But the difference within the Champions League and the Premier League, like when you're playing Prem, it's a more physical type of football. So it's like teams are going set pieces. They're going hitting the channels. They're like you're coming physical. Whereas the Champs, it's like hey, everyone wants to play and everyone thinks they can play. So that obviously gives you more space, more ability to play. Which is like I don't think many teams, if it's like we're playing, we're just coming to play football.
Very much
there's only a handful of teams that I think can match us. When it's
and
just
that
like,
is how
we're
Liverpool have been playing football for majority of the season. It's smash and grabs.
Yeah, go.
Against the West Ham, that wasn't the tidiest of games. The score is a little bit flattering, if that makes sense. It wasn't the tidiest of games. Like if the score wasn't 5-2, like less goals in the game, you'd call that a smash and grab ultimately. And I think that's the Champions. I hear it. Like I don't know if I would say they're dark horses, because that sort of puts them sort of in the position like they might be one of the strongest teams there. I think most teams benefit from that nature, especially the Premier League teams. But I definitely do see what you're saying in regards that it does suit the way Liverpool are right now, where, do you know what I mean? I don't think they're winning games like completely convincingly. Unfortunately, in the knockout sort of nature of the game, like it can come down to luck. It can come down to that. Do you know what I mean? Literally that luck of the draw sort of thing. So yeah, I definitely see it. But ultimately, I don't know. I don't know if it makes them dark horses, but it definitely does change that sort of the landscape for a lot of the Premier League teams. To be fair, which I don't think a lot of the European teams are cut out for, which is why so many of the English teams have made it through to this stage in the first place. So yeah, man, it will definitely be interesting to see. Definitely will be. Am I delayed?
Yeah, yeah. I was saying he was finished. Yeah, but I think champs is like champs is a lot of luck. So, hey, it's gonna be it's luck, it's form. You got the right players. Are all your players fit? There's gonna be so much to it like that. But I'll definitely put us there if we're in the race to be able to get there. So it's just it comes when it comes around. Like last season, we was flying, and then we met a team that was more flying. So yeah, sometimes you catch the wrong team at the wrong time. So it is what it is. Sometimes with the champs, you just got to be ready when it comes about. But just to tie up the top four before Chelsea and Villa both lost. Obviously, we talked a little bit about Chelsea, and they're both facing each other midweek. Josh, what are your thoughts on? Let's come with you. What are your thoughts on Chelsea in terms of their naivety, and do you think that them being able, how they've been going late, is it going to eventually that's going to be their problem in able to secure this like top four, top five?
Yeah, I think it'll definitely be a problem. But what I would say is the one thing that Chelsea has over Villa is a rugby squad. So, I mean, they're going to have fresher legs. They're going to be able to go at teams a bit more than Villa because Villa has a bit more of like a core team and very few outsiders who can come in and make a difference. So, I think ultimately Chelsea get it for me just because they have the numbers, by sheer volume of numbers. But that's about it. Villa, I think when the going gets tough and they're playing Champions League and whatever, they're going to falter. They're not going to have the players. Injuries are going to hammer them. So, only for that reason do I think Chelsea will get in ahead of Villa.
To you, Trist, my thoughts are that the quicker the Villa get out of the Champions League, the better it is for them for securing Champions League again. Because I think the longer they're in it and the more they're playing, it becomes they. At the moment, Kamara's injured. I think Tielemans is injured. Like core players, they haven't got the same level of replacement, and they're even having problem like they this is a Liverpool thing. They won't play Harvey Elliott because they don't want to pay the money. Like they sign a contract, so then you're even not playing a player because you don't want to sign him in the summer, which
Isn't
is
it a
then creating.
specific amount of games?
Yeah, it's
Like he
like he
has to
plays
hit
10.
before they trigger.
Yeah, so he has to
How
play
many
10
games has he
Premier
got?
games. I think he's played like two or
They might
three
have been
Premier
saving him
games.
for this. Might have been saving him for this. You know,
but again, like,
it could make sense.
but I know the longer you save him, it might not even be worth saving. Whereas they could have been playing him a useful rotation player. But anyway, how do you think they're gonna go into the last bit? Because now they've had a little bit of a wobble the last couple of games, not playing. They lost to Wolves, which they killed my FPL because I thought they
Leeds.
would be good. But even the week before, I think they had Burnley. I lost to Burnley. They lose to Burnley. Was that the one? Let me just double check. No, they drew with
Was it?
Leeds.
No, it wasn't Burnley.
Yeah, they drew with Leeds. Yeah, they drew with Leeds. That was it the week before. So it's not like teams they should be beating. They ain't really done well against. So, what are your thoughts for them coming to the last part of the season?
Well, last part of the season, obviously they seem to be like running out of steam a little bit. Whether or not they can turn it round, we have to we just have to wait and see. But in terms of them against Chelsea and midweek, I can foresee them. I can see Chelsea walking away with 3 points, if not a draw. because obviously Chelsea will have players coming back from suspension, that business there. I feel like Chelsea have just got too much for them to handle at the moment. Obviously, Villa, it's unfortunate, but this is Unai Emery, bro. Towards the end of the season, this is what he does, bro. You know what I mean? All this second best manager in the league business, bro. If you check the track record, this is right on form. You know what I mean?
Jesus, like,
Allow
It is
it,
what it
man.
is.
and these
Sorry,
Arsenal fans
man.
still hating.
Sorry.
You man are still
Bro.
hating. Like,
Bro.
still hating on man.
Bro.
Let man live.
Just keep it G, man. You know what I mean? It just is what it is. The proof's in the pudding. You know, this is what he does. You know, we believe in the history. So yeah, man. Hopefully they'll have enough. But if they fall out of Champions League, obviously that would be a humongous help to them. Obviously, I don't feel like the volume of games will do them any favors at this moment. But yeah, man. Hopefully they can do what they need to do and keep Man United out of it. But we have to wait and see.
They're gonna be stressed if they don't make Champions League. Because if you man ain't heard the new rules coming in, they basically kind of like a little bit like NBA style. Like you can only so season by season, no more that PSR 3 years. Season by season, you can only have what's it called? Whatever your amount of money you bring in, your revenue, you can only spend 85% on like wages, manager wages, everyone's wages. That's not how
that. You know who's at the top of that list? The loss list.
But Villa.
No, Chelsea.
Yeah. No,
Chelsea
not in
like
terms
300 million.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter how much you're spending. It's your revenue. So how much you make, you're allowed to spend 85. You're allowed to spend 85% of that on wages, manager wages, whatever. 85, and then anything after that, you get fined up to 115% over. Whereas right now, I think Villa this year there was like 90% of their stuff gets put on wages. So it's like they'll be getting fined. So that if they don't make Champions League, they're pissed. So that's what I mean. So that's why teams need to be making teams like Champions League. You need to make that, or else you're pissed.
Yeah, it's PSR, and because of Villa's PSR, they can't really like go out there and make too many signings, and that's been the downfall. Like, I think this current Emery, if he had the backing of a big club and to make the signings or whatever, he'll do well. Look what he's done to Villa so far, and then it's only clear he's getting core injuries, and then he's struggling because he can't actually back them up with proper things. So
what has he really done though? What has he really done though?
But these are fighting relegation.
What has he really done at Villa?
Bro, these guys when he came in was fighting relegation. What do you mean? He's made them.
What has he done? What has he done?
He's made them regular Champions League. Yeah.
They're on the cusp of losing it, bro. It's a lot.
But here's what it is, bro. Like when they came in, they were near relegation. He came, he lifted them up. He didn't get too many signings, by the way. Right? It's literally just been his tactics. Not too many signings because, like Seg was saying, PSR for Villa has been low. And then he got them into the Champions League. And then this season, it's only now that they're faltering. But for the most part, they've been playing well.
But they should win the Europa League, to be honest. Like they've got not should, but they have a good squad to win the Europa League, like Tottenham did last year. And I think, look, going forward, the Prem might just start with everyone and whoever team is in the Europa League from Prem might just win it every year because where there's no drop down of player teams no more, it's the Europa League is kind of weak. Like when you look at it, you kind of look at it, you go, Villa have a real shot, like. So every year, a Prem team is going to be looking like we could go win this Europa League easy. So I think depending on how they play, if they drop, like if they lose to Chelsea and then maybe struggle a little bit before the rounds come, I can see him just going, "Hey, we're going for the Europa League," like how Spurs done it. Like let's go for the Europa League, win the Europa League, get in the Champions League.
Are Spurs getting away today?
I ain't got time for them. That man, that's dead, man. No, he's gonna. Like, we ain't got time for that nonsense, man. Hey, man, so relegation.
Happy St. Tottenham's Day.
Relegation.
That was a nice goal.
I thought they were gonna come back. There's no pride. How can you get popped in your North London derby and not even next game? 2-0 down in the first half already.
Because they'd be 2 points above the relegation zone or something like that.
What a finish
is
mad.
They are lucky, man. But it's a shame. It's a shame that we can't really talk about Spurs in depth because it's like who's even listening? You know what I mean?
Like, not get relegated.
To anything regarding Spurs, it's just a shame. Like, I'd love to see him get relegated. I'd love it, but yeah, that's I don't know what they're on, man. I don't know what they're on. It's actually incredible to see 2 seasons in a row as well. Like last season, you thought maybe it's an anomaly, but the fact that they're down there this season and worse, it's just mad, crazy. Definitely not part of the top big six anymore, man.
Yeah. Yeah, but I don't want to spend too much time on that on Tottenham or there. That's what like that's a waste of my time. Like after that performance last week, I was like, bro, this is a derby. I know the amount of times we've gone to Everton when they're fighting relegation battle and we're going for the league. They're coming with everything, like with everything. They could be playing like, but they know it's like, hey, of all things, we're gonna try everything to make sure you lot don't win. We could get relegated, but at least let's make sure you don't win the league. There was just nothing. That's just like, yeah, man, there's nothing. Like you gotta have that hatred of like, okay, we suck, but for this one game, we're gonna make sure we don't we don't for this one game. But that's it. Let's leave it there. That's it for another episode of the last call. We'll leave it there. We want to end on a good mood, not what's it called? A team foddering down in 17th, like, bro. For the second straight year. Hey, 1 year is enough. Now you're doing it 2 years in a row, back to back. Like
disgusting.
Yeah, back to back years. They need to get new owners quick.
No,
but
they deserve relegation big time. Yeah. How dare they?
Hey, I'm calling there for another episode of Last Call. Hey, please like, share, subscribe wherever you can. Listen to us on any platforms you listen to. We appreciate all the support. Hey, thank you, Tristan, for joining us today. Hey, I know you guys are going to be looking forward to the next game. It's coming around quick and fast. Trey, thank you also for joining us. Hey, Arsenal are on the up. And we'll see how they go on the next one. Hopefully there's no faults before the big day. And then thank you, Josh, for also joining us. Man, we'll see if they could do it having to turn around in 3 days, because last time they couldn't, which I said they wouldn't. Yeah, wait, they can't do 3 days. They need a week between every game.
We can't, man. We're geriatrics at the moment, man. I don't even lie to you. Yeah.
But it's been good. It's been good. It's been good speaking. It's been good speaking here. So, as always, it's not over till you have the last call.